What's going on, Josh? Something's different about you.
Oh, do I look more youthful?
No, I think it's that giant weird pin you're wearing.
What weird pin? I'm younger, Carey.
Yeah, I don't think so, buddy.
Don't you want to know my secret?
What secret?
As to why I look younger, Carey?
You don't look younger.
I'm gonna tell you.
I don't want to know. You're being crazy.
Let me tell you how I look young!
No, you're being crazy. I don't want to know.
And it's another episode of And Now Our Feature Presentation. I'm Josh Sanchez. Siempre viva! Live forever!
And I'm Carey Williams. I don't know, man. That sounds like an awful long time.
Two women compete for everything in life and in death. This next movie is
Death Becomes Her. Death Becomes Her released July 31st, 1992 with a budget of $55 million. It opened with $12 million on its opening weekend and went on to gross $149 million worldwide. That's staggering. That's humongous.
Money. In the scene where Madeline takes the potion, a pneumatic bra was built to create the effect where Meryl Streep's breast becomes higher and firmer after drinking the potion. But the effect didn't look realistic enough. In order to get the shot, Streep's dresser stood behind her out of sight of the camera and pushed her breast into position.
Can you imagine making a device to actually do it, and then they're like, you know what, screw it, just have somebody push them up.
Push them up.
The film won the Oscar for Best Visual Effects, defeating Batman Returns and Alien 3 in 1992.
I 100% believe it.
It's just not something I would have thought of, even though the visual effects are amazing. It just doesn't pop in. I think of it as a comedy. It doesn't pop into my head as like visual effects masterpiece that it is.
Yep. The film underwent some major re-editing after negative feedback at test screenings. The entire ending was changed. Tracy Ullman's role disappeared completely, even though she remained in the trailer.
And that's crazy. I've seen like tiny little clips of her being in it, but it's just like wild to think there's a whole other character that got excluded. Mm-hmm. After Kevin Kline dropped out of the film and turned down the role of Ernest Menville, Jeff Bridges auditioned for the role. Bridges was turned down. Bruce Willis replaced Kevin Kline as Ernest.
Yeah. Thanks to the technological advancements of this film, Industrial Light and Magic used some of the same techniques for Jurassic Park.
That's why it looks so good.
1993. Yep.
This was originally going to be a sequel to the Tales from the Crypt 1972, a favorite Halloween classic for director Robert Zemeckis when he was a young man. The film has often been said to be like an extended episode of Tales from the Crypt in 1989 by fans of the show, especially considering the director Robert Zemeckis had produced the show while he had concurrently directed this film. The trailer features the theme from Tales from the Crypt 1989 by Danny Elfman.
That's pretty crazy. This is Mary Ellen Trainor's third time in a film directed by Robert Zemeckis. The other films that Trainor starred in are Romancing the Stone, 1984, Back to the Future Part 2, 1999, and Forrest Gump in 1994. Trainor and Zemeckis were married for 20 years, and during that period, these films were made. Mm-hmm.
Although the price of Lazelle's immortality potion is never mentioned in dialogue, a close-up of the check written by Madeline Ashton shows the amount to be $1 million. The handwritten check appears to read, cash, $1 million and 0 cents over $100.
Yep, it's crazy. Madeline dies 4 times throughout the film. First is when she's pushed down the stairs and it literally breaks her neck. The second and third times are when Helen hits her in the head with the shovel. The fourth time is at the ending of the film when Madeline and Helen fall down the church stairs and shatter into pieces. Helen only dies twice, once at Madeline shooting her point blank and the other falling down the stairs at the end of the film. And let's talk about the soundtrack.
The soundtrack includes a song performed by Meryl Streep called Me. There's also the Wedding March written by Felix Mendelssohn. And Rosen aus dem Süden written by Johann Strauss. I'm probably butchering some of these words, but I did my best.
Now let's talk about the cast. First up, we have Meryl Streep, who plays Madeline Ashton. She's in The Deer Hunter, Kramer vs. Kramer, Sophie's Choice, Out of Africa, She-Devil, Defending Your Life, The River Wild, The Bridges of Madison County, The Manchurian Candidate, The Devil Wears Prada, and Mamma Mia.
And we have Bruce Willis as Ernest Menville. He's from Blind Date, Die Hard, Moonlighting the TV series, Look Who's Talking, Die Hard 2, Look Who's Talking To, Hudson Hawk, The Last Boy Scout, Striking Distance, Pulp Fiction, North, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Four Rooms, 12 Monkeys, The Fifth Element, The Jackal, Armageddon, Sixth Sense, The Whole Nine Yards, Unbreakable, and Sin City.
And next up we have Goldie Hawn, who plays Helen Sharp, and she was in the Laugh-In TV series Foul Play, Private Benjamin, Seems Like Old Times, Swing Shift, Wildcats, Overboard, Bird on a Wire, House Sitter, The First Wives Club, The Out-of-Towners, The Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2.
We have Isabella Rossellini as Lizelle von Ruhmen. She's from Blue Velvet, Wild at Heart, Wyatt Earp, Immortal Beloved, Big Night, the Odyssey miniseries, and the Merlin miniseries.
Yes, then we have some cameos, and first up is Sidney Pollack, who's uncredited as the ER doctor. He's in Tootsie, The Player, Eyes Wide Shut, and The Majestic. He looks
him in this.
Horrified there.
We also have John Ingalls, a cameo as the Eulogist. He's from Heathers, RoboCop 2, Land Before Time series, and Batman and Robin.
And then last but not least, we have, of course, Mary Ellen Trainor, who plays Vivian Adams. She's in Romancing the Stone, The Goonies, Lethal Weapon, The Monster Squad, Die Hard, Scrooge, Ghostbusters 2, Lethal Weapon 2, Back to the Future Part 2, Cuffs, Lethal Weapon 3, Parker Lewis Can't Lose TV series, Greedy, Forrest Gump, Little Giants, Congo, Executive Decision, and Lethal Weapon 4. Now it's time for the press skit.
Got a nice one here.
Oh, man.
Showing off our little vial of immortality
nice.
on the cover
very
here.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Gonna take this one out of its protective sleeve. Handle with care.
Handle with care.
Got our Universal News packet, which has some information about the film, including, the cast and director info.
Very nice, very nice.
Have a little detailed thing about Goldie Hawn and the character that she plays. Here's one for Bruce Willis. I have the one for Meryl Streep, of course, as well. We have a little breakdown for all of them, because here's Isabella Rossellini's.
Oh, Isabella.
We have the directors right here. It's all about Robert Zemeckis.
Robert Zemeckis, the director.
Have some production notes here. These ones just look like they became unstapled. This is all the same packet of production notes, good sir.
Very nice.
And last but not least, our favorite part, the photos. We have the three leading folks here. We have Madeline and Ernest and Goldie here. We have a nice little close-up shot of Meryl Streep. Bruce Willis looking dapper in his white tuxedo. We have Goldie as Helen right here. Nice little two square here of Ernest and Madeline, and Ernest and Helen at the bottom. We have this one here prior to Goldie getting a hole blown in her stomach, and then the two of them kind of hanging out together at the bottom.
Man.
We have pre and post potion Madeline here. We have pre and post potion Helen here. Then we have Ernest whenever he ends up at the party, and Isabella Rossellini is trying to tempt him with immortality. And here's a behind-the-scenes shot of the director, Robert Zemeckis. Very cool. Nice little array of pictures for this one. We'll put them up.
Very, very cool. All right, let's talk about the film, some of the scenes.
So, I mean, of course, the movie's about a love triangle here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
At the beginning, he leaves Helen for Madeline, and they get married, and then at the wedding, she's standing there all frustrated, and it leaves with her wringing her hands, and then it does the the 7-year time jump instantly. That's one of the things I love about this movie is the time jumps throughout it. So it basically cuts to where Helen is after the wedding, and it shows Goldie Hawn in a fat suit in this house that's just trashed. There's cats everywhere. She reaches up and grabs herself. There's cabinets full of cake frosting. She takes it out and she's just eating it with her hands. And she puts a VHS tape in, and it's one of Madeline's movies. And you're like, well, that's confusing. I wonder why she's watching a Madeline movie. And then as soon as it gets to the part, you understand she's watching Madeline get choked in the movie while she eats frosting, and it just amuses the heck out of her. She's so happy to see Madeline getting choked, and she just keeps rewinding the tape. And all the while, the landlord starts beating on the door, and he's there to give her the final eviction notice, and she just turns up the volume on the TV, ignoring him. And the next thing you know, it's more pounding. It's the police at the door, and they're like, if you don't let us in, we're going to break the door down. She's just smiling and laughing at the tape, and next thing you know, they break in, and they're trying to drag her out of the chair, and she's still just smiling and laughing at the death scene of Madeline over and over and over as they drag her out the door. And you're like, well, Helen's future's not so great so far. And then we have, bam, another 7 years. Another 7 years goes by. I love it. So we're 14 years into the future now from the beginning of the movie. And this time it shows what Madeline and Ernest are up to. And you think maybe their life's a little bit better, and shows their mansion that they live at. And next thing you know, the maid's coming in to wake Madeline up, and
there's a routine there.
There is a routine. She's carrying her tray, but the next thing you know, Madeline's like, are you forgetting something? And she goes, I think she says it's only Tuesday or something, and she's like,
never mind. I think you should say it every morning.
And then you can tell the maid almost has to swallow it down to say it, because she's like, oh, Madeline, you're looking younger every day. And then she's like, oh, thank you, Rose. She's accepting the compliment like it's genuine. And then the next thing you know, she's like, well, where's he at? Because, Ernest's side of the bed is completely unslept in. And she just points upstairs, indicating that he's basically asleep in what would be his office, I guess, in the movie. And she's like, again? And the maid ends up telling Madeline that there's an invitation from Helen, and she's got a book release coming out, and it's Forever Young. And Madeline makes a joke about her because, of course, the last time we saw her was in the fat suit. She goes, and eternally fat. She's just reveling in the misery of her so-called friend. And then it cuts to Ernest just passed out on his office floor, and his pager's going off, and the maid's got her tray for him, but his breakfast is literally just a Bloody Mary on the tray. And she shuts the pager off, and she presses the drink to his cheek. And she's like, wakes him up, Mr. Manville, and he goes, his eye pops open. Is this an angel I see before me? And the maid goes, oh, Dr. Menville, you're so cute. And he goes, not you, Rose. And he grabs for the Bloody Mary, and he says, more vodka. And it's just, man, it's quite the future for everybody.
It's intense. It's intense and it's insane. So there's a scene that I love in this movie. Oh man. So I'll do the setup. So they go to see her at the book club, and it's really cool. I love tricks of film and the photography, like the practical tricks of film and photography, where they're at her party, her book signing, and they say, oh, there she is, and there's the back of a woman,
and it's a heavy-set woman, like she was in the 7-year jump.
She's lost some weight, so she's not super heavy, but oh yeah, I guess she lost a little weight, and then she's standing there, and there's a bunch of people around her, but then she steps to the side, and then we see the actual
who is actually Helen.
And it's the whole there's this interaction there. So then they decide to all right, Ernest is gonna go talk to her, and then Helen schemes with Ernest because Madeline stole him away. So now she's scheming. She's gotten into his ear. They're scheming, and this I'm doing the setup because this whole scene here it's the whole trick of the cinema, and I love when films do this, when they are talking about a plan, and instead of them just talking about the plan, you see the plan unfolding how it's supposed to happen.
It's like,
so that's what this whole thing is. So it's the scheme of killing Madeline. So Helen says to Ernest, like, all right, tonight while she's asleep, you're going to sneak downstairs, you're going to take a couple of glasses, and you're going to put Narcanol in a bunch of the glasses. Because no matter which one she takes, she's going to drink out of one of the glasses, regardless. And it's like, as she's saying that, they show him literally coding the glasses. It's
all the
great.
steps.
And it's like the over-exaggerated film, like the ultra-wide-angle lenses, the super close-ups. And then it's like, all right, so then tomorrow I'll call Madeline and say, hey, goodbye. And I'm going to invite her to dinner. And it's literally her, Meryl Streep, saying, why don't you come over to dinner? And it's just, I love that. And it's like, okay, then they're dinner. And it's like, we'll propose a toast. And then no matter which one she drinks from, she'll get poisoned and she'll pass out. And then she's drinking and pass out. And then the camera basically dollies way past the table. It's like, and then, of course, we'll take care of her, but we'll have dinner first. And then it's like, all right, so then what we'll do is we'll work together and we'll put her in a car and we'll call the cops, the police, and say, hey, there's a crazy woman driving recklessly on Mulholland Drive. And it's literally Ernest on the phone saying, there's a person on Mulholland Drive. And I love because it's her voice, but him saying it or something like that. And then they show the swerving. And then what they do is they take her up onto the hillside and they wedge her foot on the gas pedal. And I just love the over the topness of it. They're like pouring
alcohol all over
so many
it.
bottles, and they're just pouring. It's like, yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll push her and she'll fall over and die, and the car will explode. And then the corn is like, we'll drop it in the gear, she'll fall over, and then send her on her way. And then it's like, by the time they perform the autopsy, the Narcanol, the poison or whatever, will be completely dissolved, and only trace will be alcohol. So then they'll like, all right, so let's do an alcohol test. And like, it's funny because they're in the autopsy room and like the camera's right there, and they like lift her wrist and it's like this shard and it's like, all right, it's a .40. She had it coming. She had it coming. And they'll think nothing of it. Case closed. Boom. Stamped. And Madeline's dead. I love when films do stuff like that.
Good.
It's so good, and it was so well done. And like, of course, during this whole thing, there's when they're doing this description in that scene, there is a jar that has a brain in it, and it says abnormal, and that's like it's an homage to Frankenstein or Young Frankenstein, spoof of Young Frankenstein.
Abby Normal and Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah, of course. So they hatch this plan, but nothing ever goes to plan. It doesn't ever go to plan. So she's there at the house, and they start arguing, Madeline and Ernest, and they're at the top of the stairs.
And this is after she's already taken the potion.
This is after she's already taken the potion. Yes, after she's already taken the potion. So she takes the potion, she becomes younger, and now she can obviously live forever. They're having this argument at the top of the steps, and she says some pretty mean things.
She is antagonizing him hard.
Pretty mean things to Ernest.
She keeps repeating the word flaccid.
Yes.
He's not happy about it.
He's not happy about it. And so she's backing up and she loses her balance. And I love how she's like balancing like on like the center part of her high heel. And she's balancing and she's reaching for Ernest, and he literally is trying to help her. But then she like snaps and like, Ernest, or something like that.
Hurry up, you wimp.
Hurry up, you wimp. And he just kind of like, ding, ding. And her falling down the stairs here is so comical.
Yes.
It's so horrifying.
Cracking noises.
It's so comical and horrifying at the same time because they show her neck and her back and her leg.
Body just
and
twisting.
when she finally lands, like she's like, there are limbs going in directions they should not be going. And so he calls Helen. Oh my gosh, I did it.
She's so mad at him.
We had a plan.
Yes, like what part of the plan were you unclear on?
And I'm setting it up for this next scene because she's not dead. She wakes up while he's still on the phone.
I gotta call you back.
And oh my God, it's a miracle. So
oh my God.
He rushes her to the hospital in his car. And it's so funny because he's in such a rush. Like when he gets there, he like bumper checks the ambulance that's in that
Oh yeah, he
drive
just slams
circle.
and
Boom, and it's like it's a hard hit.
he's always drunk too.
Oh yes. And so they rush her into the hospital, and the doctor, he's examining her, and he's like looking at her. He's like, "Does this hurt?" He's like, What's that? What's that with your neck? There's like a protrusion in here. What's that with your neck? It hurts kind of if I turn it like this. And the doctor's frightened. He's like, he changes stethoscopes. He's like, okay. And Ernest is drinking in the background, like, oh my gosh, because he's a mortician.
Yes.
So he knows he's like,
He is distressed.
This is not good. And so they're checking, and it's like they're checking the thermometer. Well, I think just this about covers it. Mind if I get a little sip of that? The doctor goes to Ernest, and he takes a sip of the flask. It's so
he's taking some of his pills too.
Oh my gosh! And it's like, yeah, he's taking. He takes the wrist, and he bends her wrist back and back and back, and it's like. I mean, as far as I can tell, it's fractured in 3 places. You shattered 2 vertebrae. I think you I really can't be for certain without an X-ray. But that bone protrusion through your skin, that's not a good sign. And your body temperature is below 80. And your heart stopped beating. Your heart stopped beating. And she's like, what the hell does that mean? And the doctor's like, exactly that. I think I should get a second opinion.
Oh my goodness.
and he leaves, the doctor leaves, and Ernest, he kind of like nervously walks over to her. And this is not a reaction you expect. He's like, you're in violation of every natural law that I know. And she's like, what? I violated what? In violation of every natural law that I know. You're sitting there, you're talking to me, but you're dead. I'm going to go get some help. And he immediately runs out of the door. He's frantically looking everywhere. And I love this because like he's in this hospital. He runs in the hall. He runs to like the nurse's station. He's like, where are all the doctors? I'm trying to find a doctor. And he runs out into the lobby. Where are all the doctors? And then he comes rushing back to her room. And you can see like a huge crowd of doctors and nurses rushing into one of the rooms adjacent. And of course, you look in, and it is the doctor that was helping them earlier. He is gone.
Flatline.
He is gone. It is insane. It is insane. I mean, I don't know how other.
He has a short cameo in it, but he does such a great job playing the doctor.
It's so good. I mean, it's so good. And he goes back to the room, of course. And I mean, interesting enough, while he's doing this whole thing, there is a TV on, and it's a small cameo piece. Kurt Russell is on the TV doing an interview. It's so funny. And then he goes back to the room, and in the room where she was, she's no
gone.
longer there. And he's like, where is the person who's like, well, we're sorry for whatever. He's like, no, you don't understand. He's like, because she fainted.
Right.
She fainted, and like, well, he's like, where did you take her? The doctor's trying to console her. He's like, where's my wife? He's like, well, I'm sorry, sir, but we took her to the morgue. And she's like, the morgue? She'll be furious. Oh my gosh, it's so great. It's so great. And of course, they take her home. He takes her home because he's like, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
Takes her home.
It's
And Helen is watching while he's taking her home.
She's all in black.
Yeah, he basically drops her off there, and then he drives to what I assume is the funeral home that he works at. And he's gathering all these materials and like formaldehyde, all this. And Helen is watching this whole time. She's like, what is he doing? And he walks down the stairs to see Helen in his house, and she's, getting ready to bury her. Like, we're going to go bury her in Death Valley. And it's like,
she's got a shovel and everything.
She's a homewrecker. She's a man-eater. She's a bad actress. And then it's alive! It's alive! Oh my gosh. And then Madeline walks away. Oh my gosh. And Ernest follows her into that little side room. And she, because she's like maybe 20 feet ahead of him. And she enters, and then he enters. And as he enters, she's exiting already out of the room on the other side. But then he sees his hunting cabinet is open. and one of the shotguns is missing. And he's like, oh my gosh. So he runs after her. And they're out there standing and they're arguing, and Madeline, boom, right through Helen's stomach. And this just like, because it's a comedy, she flies like enormously high,
way back
into
the
fountain, and there's just, it's red, the water's all red, and then they start to have this conversation of like,
that was horrible,
and Madeline is like, we're gonna go bury her in the desert, and this is all like deja vu for Ernest, because it's the same plan. We're gonna go bury her in the desert and blah blah blah, because that's what Helen wanted to do. And Madeline's like, well, we're going to do this. And Ernest is like, no. He's like, no, you don't understand. I can play dead really well. I can make a phone call and the police will find me at the floor, not breathing. No, ain't nobody can play dead like me, Ernest. You're going to be a very popular in prison. It's so funny. Oh, my gosh. And you know what they do to softball overweight Republicans in prison? And he's like, I'll get the shovels.
I'll get the
shovels, dear. Oh, man. It's so great.
And she stands up and the water just dumps out of her stomach. That's one of those effects that's amazing.
And it's one of these things because Ernest is he's very nervous and he's very distraught in this whole process because he's like, oh, we gotta bury her. Madeline is completely just like gleeful. She's like, all right,
she's so excited.
Yeah. And he's like, look, like she even paid for her. Ernest, like, he gets frustrated. Are you gonna sit there? And she's like, what? He's like, I can't do this all by myself. And she's like, okay, what do you want me to do? She's like almost happy now. Like, all right, what do you want me to do? And it's like, I'm very happy to help. It's like, get over here. Like, we gotta get her out of here. And she stands up in the water, and the water pours out of her stomach.
That whole effect.
Oh man! And the way they scramble, both of them like fall back and scramble back at her, like coming back to life.
And the scenes like shooting through her to see them.
Yes, to see them. It's genius. Again, all the special effects in this are just like, to me, are just genius.
That was totally uncalled for.
Totally uncalled for. Look at me, Ernest. I'm soaking wet, and there seems to be something wrong with your blouse. Oh man, I have a hole in my stomach. It's another miracle. No, it isn't. Madeline finds the pin. You took the potion. You took the potion too, and that's when they find out that they both took the potion. Oh man, this whole scenario here where they're like the back and forth and the fighting and like they're calling each other a fraud. Like, you're a fraud, you forever young book. Like, what are you talking about? And the fight, like the shovels and the everything back and forth, and like this whole sequence is just gold to me. Like the special effects, them fighting, the lines that they do to each other, like the reactions. Like, she has a hole in her stomach and she hits her with the shovel, but she breaks the shovel end, and she has this handle. It's like a spear, and she goes to throw it, and it goes right through her into the cows, and she's like, yes. No! And then they start, they're fighting. They hit each other over the head with the shovels. It's this whole back and forth. And then, like, Helen goes to sit down, and she, like,
right in the thing.
Handle. And that's something that's, like, really cool when you watch. But, like, she didn't sit down right. It was one of those, like, when she sat down, like, the CG people had to work really hard because she didn't sit in the right spot for something. So, like, but even looking at it,
it still looks pretty good.
It looks amazing. And that's why I'm not shocked that this won.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
The award for special effects. Because, like, I remember watching this and I was like, this is amazing.
It still looks good.
It still looks good today. Like, I mean, and there's some things like are comical, like when she gets her head hit with the shovel and her head turns around. Yeah. She had to wear like a, go ahead.
It still doesn't look bad though. Like you said, she had to wear like a special blue scarf.
Yes. And it's like you can kind of see where some of the effects are, but it doesn't matter because it's so good.
It still looks good.
It's so good. And she had to wear a blue screen like mask and walk backwards, and then like a couple days later they refilmed it and she was wearing a blue bodysuit, and they put some makeup on her neck and they they CGI'd it together. It's so great.
You can kind of tell before she falls down the stairs for the first time, she's already got like the
She's
CGI
got something on
That's
her,
the only
yeah,
time I
yeah.
ever noticed it is like
Yep,
rewatching it later
yep,
on.
yep.
You see a little
But it
bit.
still looks
but it still
good. It
looks
still
good.
looks
You have to be
great.
kind of looking for it
Yep,
almost.
Yep. And then it's this whole thing. It's great. And then they kind of reconcile.
Yes.
The two, they kind of reconcile
They
because
talk
it's like,
it out a little bit.
They talk it out like, well, you were mean to me first. It's like, no, I was only mean to you because you stole my
You said I
boyfriend
was
and you this.
cheap.
And you said I was cheap. And then they come to the realization that they're both dead. Like I have a hole in my stomach. My neck is messed up.
Right.
And so like we need to go to Ernest, and Ernest patches them up because this is what he does.
Got to use that mannequin paint.
It's so funny because in the scene earlier,
Mary Ellen
Trainor as cameo. Ernest is at a bar and he's at I think it's the book signing, right?
Yes.
It's the book signing. Mary Ellen Trainor's character comes up to him and is like, "Oh my gosh, you did such good work on
You're
my."
Dr. Menville.
Was it her mother, her grandmother?
It was mother or grandmother.
Oh my gosh, it was almost a shame to bury her, is what they said, because she looked so good.
How did you make her?
How did you make her look so good? And he takes it literally. He literally answers her truthfully. Well, it's just mannequin spray paint or something like that.
He says something about how regular makeup doesn't work.
You got to put it on with a trowel. And he's like,
she is horrified.
Oh my gosh! And she walks away. So because he's a mortician and he does this for a living, for the stars. Because there's one scene where he goes and he
he died in a hot tub.
It's comical. He patches them up,
and they look great again.
And he says, "Look, it's pointless. It's one of those. I'll do this for you, but you got to leave me alone after this. I'll do this for you once, and you got to leave me." And they're like, "Okay." So he patches them up, and he's getting ready to leave. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, you look so good." And they're like turning around, and she sees like a little mark here, and she goes to pull it off, and it's part of the skin. And they're like, "Oh, I shouldn't have touched it. Oh, maybe he'll come back and touch us up." And then they realize, "Oh, great, we're gonna need to be touched up for the rest of our lives." And then they come up with a plan.
He's not gonna live forever.
He needs the potion. So they had to plan to get him drunk with whatever he's drinking, and the monologue that he does, he's got the drink, and he's like, "Nah, I don't whatever," and he's doing this. He's like, "I need to stop drinking.
I drink too much.
I drink too much." And he turns around, and they hit him.
They hit him with a shovel.
Was it a shovel? Was it a vase?
It might have been the vase.
Vase at the top of the steps, and then he wakes up, and he's at Liesl von Rumen's mansion. And
the same temptation.
It's the same temptation and the proposition of the youthful life, and like, look, you've been serving all these people and making people happy and all this stuff. Now it's your turn. And she shows the hand, and the same thing with her, and his hand turns young.
She gets real dramatic with him.
She does the whole, sempre viva, live forever. And Ernest,
he's getting ready.
He's getting ready to do it, and he's like,
he doesn't like that.
I want to live forever.
Like that.
What is like? No, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. I love this whole chase scene because it's very over the top and ridiculous. And they're at the mansion showing other takers of the potion.
It's lots of celebrities. A lot of them you think are dead.
A lot of this. They show Elvis, and they show a couple other people, and like James Dean is there. It's so great, just showing all these other little characters, like the possibilities of whatever, of like, oh man, maybe they're not dead. And then of course they show he escapes, and they show 37 years
another
later.
Time jump. We had seven. Now it's 37 years later. Where it opens at Ernest's funeral. Mm-hmm. And you have the eulogist talking well about Ernest and all the things he's accomplished in life. And he indicated how Dr. Menville said that life begins at 50. Because, all the things that happened to him before that, he wasn't happy about. He's a drunk. He had to deal with those two. And he talks about how he met his wife, Claire, and he had 2 sons and 4 daughters. And he adopted children around the world. And he it goes on to, make the world a better place for everyone. He opened a marriage. I love that it's a marriage counseling clinic.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And there's a center for the study of women and a AA chapter.
I like how when he says he's adopted children around the world, and they're like scanning the room, and they're slowly pushing to the 2 of them in the back of
There's 2 way in the back, far right.
But as they're pushing through that church, there is a very eclectic group of people in there. Yes. It's like all different nationalities, and I'm like, wow. So this guy really
children all around the world.
Go ahead, keep going.
And he opened his AA chapter, and then it shows them in the back, and it's almost like they you know, Madeline's always contemptuous about everybody. Like she's never impressed. She's always like kind of attitude.
Yep.
And the Yule just starts calling him things like Ernest the prankster, Ernest the storyteller. And then I love, he's like, and we've all heard his tall tales about the living dead in Beverly Hills. And Helen starts crying, and Madeline's like annoyed that she's crying, and she says, I'm not crying. She proceeds to wipe her tears, and you know, with her handkerchief, and then she asks if she's got that acrylic with her, and as they are leaving, and they kind of stumble out the door, and they pause before leaving because the Jewel just mentions something about Ernest learning the secret of eternal life. And they pause to listen, and he goes on to say, it's here in the hearts of his friends, and the secret of eternal youth is right here in the lives of his children and grandchildren. And he's one man, in his opinion, that will live forever. And Madeline goes, blah, 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 blah. And they walk out the door, and as they're, you know, step outside, they reveal their faces. They're all chipped up and just horrible. Terrible looking. And they argue over where the can of spray paint is, and it ends up, you see it's on the steps, and as Helen's stepping, she steps on it, and it's kind of like a recreation of the scene where Madeline's on the thing, and she asks for help, and Madeline opts not to help her either, but Helen grabs her and pulls her with her, and they just crumble on the steps like mannequins. And at the bottom, like Helen's head's like spinning around, and it comes to a stop. And it's just a pause for a second, and she goes, do you happen to remember where you parked the car? So and then it just cuts to like macabre music playing after that, and that's the credits.
It's fantastic. I love it. So what does this movie mean to you, Carey?
When I was little, I'd never seen something like this before.
I'd never seen anything like this
before.
So
it was like, it was a lot to take in. It's one of those things where it's like, this is a dark comedy. And it's like, you know, probably one of my early dark comedies. It's like a whole new genre for me because I'd always loved comedies, but typically they were lighthearted or slapsticky or, you know, adventure comedies or something like that. This was like a whole new world of comedy for Carey. And you know his love for comedy. And I was just like, wow, this is cool. It's dark, but it's also like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's got all those effects, and there's like a magic to it. So there's mystical stuff in it, and there's potions, and people killing each other, and they can't die, and you know it's wild. People that are living forever, and it's just like it was a lot to take in as a little kid. You know what I mean? I'm probably like 12, 13 years old when I seen this for the first time, and I had loved Goldie Hawn from things like Overboard comedy, you know, type movie, and then you know I knew. Bruce Willis for, you know, things like Die Hard and stuff like that. This is just such a, you know, big departure from those type of movies and such something completely new.
Same for me. This movie tickled me in a different way because it was like a comedy, but it was also semi-serious because it was about the relationships between them, and I loved it because of how over the top it would get with just them trying to one-up each other. And it's like, when she fell down the stairs, I was instantly hooked. I was like, this is nuts. This is nuts because this is a horrifying thing that they made comical. And it's still horrifying when you look at it, but then she gets up, and the way she's like kind of bobbing and moving around, and her neck is kind of Ernest. I gotta go. I love that. And then the whole hospital scene. I mean, the whole movie from start to finish, even at the beginning, of course, when Helen is, after the first 7 years, she's in her room and she's just eating, oh my gosh, the icing, the frosting.
And even as a kid, I'm like, that's wild.
It's so wild. And she's in that insane asylum or whatever.
I'd like to talk about Madeline Ashton.
So great. Oh man! Of course, your favorite character was.
I loved Ernest Menville, and I feel like he's more of a secondary character.
Yeah,
The two ladies, it's really about their
it
relationship,
is.
and he's just something to compete over. And he's a moron.
He is.
Even though
not
he's a
good.
doctor, he's an idiot at the same time somehow. My favorite two things is you're like, it's a miracle! And then later, it's another miracle! And it's just like, it's so ridiculous. He's so goofy in everything he does.
It's one of those, I have to say it's all three of them for me because they all shine
so good.
well in this, and they all have their moments, and they all have their things, and there's a lot. The special effects too are great in this, but it's really all three of them. And of course, your favorite actor is
it's Bruce Willis. Like I said, he's just so goofy in it.
I love Bruce Willis.
I agree with you. I love all three of them.
Bruce Willis is my favorite.
It just
actor in
overall,
this.
he makes me laugh at just how doofy he is.
It's so good. It's so good. All right, man, let's talk about some of these things we got right here. So, what is this? This is unopened.
I got
is it unopened?
Another sealed VHS. I have a sickness now.
Man, this is great.
Anytime I can get a sealed one, I tried to get a brand new one, so it's
fantastic.
unfettered. And I have the DVD and the Blu-ray, and then they just recently came out with the 4K, and it's got the same. It's the same cover as the press kit.
Great.
We have it.
Take this off and just see. Like,
oh, dude, be careful. We had it set up real nice there.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Josh, is that you? Why are you dressed like Michael Jackson?
No, I'm not Josh.
Look an awful lot like my friend Josh.
I'm Leslie Von Rubar.
Wait a second. That sounds suspiciously a lot like Lisol von Rumen.
Shh! Quiet! You've given your life to such joy and pleasure with your store, Carey. And now, with the show about movies, you've given your life to this pursuit.
Is that a potion?
Quiet!
Look, I've had bad experiences with potion before. I was seeing all kinds of weird things.
This one won't make you see things. It will make you young.
No thanks. When I was younger, I was kind of a goober kid. I don't want to relive all that nonsense again.
Quiet! It will make you younger, but not that young.
No, I'm good. That last potion didn't taste great either.
It's good, Carey. A boy like you. It tastes like marinara. I know you like marinara.
Marinara gives me heartburn.
Take the potion, Carey. You live forever, Carey.
Forever so long. With heartburn, I think I'll pass.
Live forever, Carey. Live forever.
This is like a Bill Cosby thing, isn't it? If you really want to play with my feet, I could just take my shoes off.
Siempre viva!
Seems like marinara's your thing. I'll allow you to pour a little bit of that on my feet. But not too much, because it's kind of gross.
Live forever!
You need to be stopped.
Live forever!
Josh?
Carey.
Huh?
Carey, you okay, man?
Just let me take my shoes off and you can play with my feet.
Wait. What?
Oh, I'm okay. Just get me back up on my feet.
All right, man. You all right, buddy? Oh man.
What happened?
I'm sorry. We got a little overzealous with the prop there. So we got some more props over there.
Did we finish the show?
We didn't finish the show yet, but let's go. Let's talk about what's going on over here.
Oh my goodness.
Some great stuff. We have, of course, a nice little candelabra here, and we got the
potion.
The potion, and what is this?
Nobody's drinking that.
Nobody's drinking that. We got this awesome.
I remember this from something.
Awesome. What do you remember it from?
I don't know. It's kind of fuzzy still. This is familiar too.
This is familiar too. Oh, and is this familiar too?
It just seems like something I don't want nothing to do with.
Kind of smells like marinara.
Oh my god.
No. All this is fantastic, and great job to Amy again making all these props. It's just
lots of time making the necklace and the
phenomenal. This is just all phenomenal stuff here.
Thank you, Amy.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I mean, what's all this stuff with your shoes being taken off?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it. All right, we don't have to talk about it. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Now Feature Presentation. We don't just love to do all this stuff here and create all these things. I'm Josh Sanchez, and this is
Carey Williams.
We don't just love 80s and 90s movies.
We live them.